Hello, good evening. This is Priyanka Adhikary, and I am an early childhood educator, a published poet, a storyteller, and also a creative writer and consultant. So, thank you to Saranga Magazine for giving me the opportunity to share um, some videos on which I will talk about child psychology, child development, about their holistic development, and also what's best for children in their foundational years. So, the first thing that I would like to talk about children in their foundational years is that when children are young, they mostly imitate others. And by imitating others, I mean that children imitate their parents, their grandfather, their grandmother, friends, teachers, and neighbors. So, whatever they see, they try to uh, imitate that and grasp onto those uh, things, and they try to um, bring it into their own personality. So basically, children during their foundational years is a mixture of what they see and what they observe and what they imitate others. So the imitation is based on what they observe and what they see, like I said. And the most important thing that teachers, educators, and parents and peers, neighbors, what we can do to help children in their foundational years is by being very cautious and being very conscious how we act and how we behave and how we you know in our daily lives, like how we carry on with our responsibilities, with our duties. So we should be very conscious and cautious about it, how we perform those activities in front of our children, in front of your child. How can you do that? How can you be very conscious of that your child is observing you? Your child might learn something from you, so you have to be very conscious of doing something uh, and not messing things up in front of your child. For example, if parents are disagreeing about a topic and their child is nearby, so what's best is to close the door and discuss things so that the child wouldn't be able to hear. And if also the child tries to enter your room, your personal room, where you are having a conversation with your spouse, it is best to advise the child and to direct the child to his or her room, and just make them realize that it is not okay to interfere into an adult's conversation, or it is not okay to stand right there when your parents are having a personal conversation. So that is one thing you can do. And second, in schools, I would say that in my experience, I have seen that when children are left, not left, I wouldn't say that isn't the right term. When I say that when children are allowed to express, and when they are given that freedom to choose, when they are being given the freedom to think on their own and express on their own and act on their own. So that is a very beautiful way to boost the child towards their own interest. So if something interests the child, so that child can act upon it. Okay, I like this toy, so I'm going to play with that. And we as educators and we as teachers or we as caregivers can allow the child to involve them into that act where they play with the choice of their interest. So that is the play-based theory in a school, or the play-based approach for children is, I think, it's very healthy and it's very beneficial for a child's overall growth and development. And I would, because children love freedom, they absolutely love freedom. So if we bind the child within a specific, if we bind the child with a border or with a boundary line, in that case, a child will learn that they are only supposed to be confined within that border. And I think, that is not okay, because as as adults, we as grown-ups also, we love freedom. Okay, so when we are given when we are confined in a boundary, we cannot cross that boundary. So it's something that bothers us as well. uh, though as grown-ups we should have personal boundaries. So when it comes to a child, I think a child shouldn't be confined to a boundary, but when they grow up, they should also learn about their own boundaries, what others can do to them or not do. So we can come to that later, or maybe in my next video I can talk about a child's own boundary. But I think when we initiate a child towards play-based approach, and when they play a lot, when they have fun while playing, I think that is a beautiful way. I think it's a very positive way to push the child towards a healthy approach. And it's when they find to when they find themselves expressing more, and when they find themselves having fun, when they find themselves laughing at what they are doing, I think that is a very beautiful way, to boost the child towards what interests them. And it also makes them independent. The most important part as educators or as caregivers we can do is try to make the child independent, boost the child. Just do whatever you like, just do whatever you want, and do it on your own. We are there to help you. We are there to direct you, of course, so that they see, some grown up is there to help us, but we can also allow them, to do something on their own. So that is a very good approach in making them independent. That is very, very important, because a child will learn in the foundational years that it is very important for us to become independent. And next, in the next video, I'm going to talk about boundaries, like how to respect a child's boundary, because own having a boundary is very, very important. And so this is the first video, and this topic was on how to about a child's development, how parents can act before children, because like I said, children imitate others, and they imitate everyone, and that's how they shape their own personality, having a mixture of every kind of personality in them, and that's how they grow up. So I have this personality, I have taken this personality from my mother, I've taken this from my father, I've taken this from my brother, I've taken this from my teacher. So that's how they shape themselves. So it's very important for us, to act accordingly and be very conscious of how we behave and how we approach children during their foundational years. So yes, and the second topic was on a play-based approach. Like a child should always be allowed to play and to express and to explore, so that they become curious, they become playful, and they also become independent. So that is very important. And I'll come back to the next video and talk about how we can respect a child's boundary. Thank you.